Conversation, baby. Mr. Conversation, baby.
What up, what up, what up?
Call it Mr. Conversation, baby. Come sit in this hot seat, latest information, baby. Eat a bus in the streets, can't come pay so versatile. Trying to keep up, it's gonna take a while. Talk games on wild style. Just tune in, let them run you down. They call it Mr. Conversation.
Yeah.
Come sit in this hot seat, latest information daily.
Y'all know what's up.
Hit a bus in the streets, can't compare, so versatile. Trying to keep up, it's gonna take a while. Talk games on wild style. Just tune in, let them run you down. Mr. Conversation, baby.
Yeah.
Mr. Conversation, baby. Hey. Hey. They call it Mr. Conversation. Call it Mr. Conversation, baby.
Yeah. All right, y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy, EJ, aka Mr. Conversation. And you are tuned in to the hot seat with EJ Thomas. Look, we're gonna have a quick show today. I got a lot of news coming up that I want to let you guys know about real quick, and we're gonna talk about just a couple of things that have been real important to me coming up the last day or two. So first off, foremost, we got, we're gonna do a little intro. Oh, we got a lot of things coming up in the new year. I know a lot of people say new year, new me. I'm not gonna be fake and say that. I'm still gonna be who I am. I'm gonna stand on my, everything that I believe in. I'm gonna stand on who I am. But there are gonna be a few changes. When we got a spot that we're gonna start doing some live podcasts coming up. So we'll have more of the feeling. You'll get a lot of the crew back. It won't just be me. It'll be a few other people. Also, from time to time, I'll still be doing the solo content. We still were going to have Kicking It with Mr. Conversation on 98.3 The Beat, as well as will be a variation of that on Unwrapped Connections through Hot 365 Radio. Shout out to them. Get back. I'm looking forward to getting back to working with them very much. My people up in Atlanta, Jonesboro, in Marietta, other places, College Park, all the people that I work with up there. Shout out to all of them. So got a movie coming out that I was in. Can't give any details. Think that'll be dropping come the 1st, and I'll be having the writer and other people from the movie show up on some, which some of y'all might know, some that you don't know. So I'm looking very forward to pushing out all of the stuff that has been done. I promise you. I know some of you thinking, oh, he's been quiet, he's been sitting in the background. Nah, I've just learned how to move silently now instead of announcing all of everything that I'm going to be doing in all my moves. So I've got people behind me. We're pushing, we're putting things together, and as they show up, as they come together, as they come to fruition, as a better phrase, that's when everything will start coming out. So that's the intro. First thing I wanted to talk about, right? We're going to talk about Travis Hunter's girlfriend real quick. She's in the news everywhere. Seems like every month there's something else, or every 2 weeks there's something else coming out about her. I love Young Love. I'm all for it. Okay, let me say that first and foremost. Shout out to Nicole Alexander. What's up with you? How you doing? I ain't talked to you in a while. Need to get up with you. Seeing how everything is going, how the kids, everything like that. But getting back to that, Travis Hunter's girlfriend, right? Okay. I love. I'm all for it. However, I think when you're young, you do not know the gravity of a lot of the situations that you're getting in. Okay. And sometimes it takes someone older and wiser to let you know what you might be getting yourself into. Now, if you look at between the divorce rates It's basically 50%. You look at all the people that's unhappy. You look at all the different things, all the reasons, all the stuff that people complain about. All I'm saying is you have to be careful now. And when you're a young man or woman that has money coming into it young, there are a lot of people when you're older that are going to be leeches and try to jump on you. When you're young, especially. Y'all ever watch He Got Game? That's kind of the vibes I'm starting to get now. You don't know that movie? That's He Got Game. It's basketball. It's Ray Allen plays Jesus Shuttleworth, and Denzel Washington plays his father. His father's in jail. They're going to take time off of his father's sentence if his father can convince him to go to this other smaller school or whatever that has money. They're trying to get him to go there. Cool. That's the movie. He has a girlfriend. His girlfriend is in his ear about doing something going here, whatever. Turns out she's out there handling the business. Now, this is not a woman or a man conversation. This is just a people conversation. The same thing goes for if it's a young lady who happens to be at the top of her perfection. Why he matters right now is because he just won the Heisman. Okay, let's just be honest. He is a young man who is at the top of his craft right now. He was recognized as the most valuable football player. Not only that, but he is the first player in years to truly play both sides of the ball. Okay. I need y'all to understand that. Truly play both sides of the ball. All right. So there's been people like Peter Warrick, let's see who else. Desmond Howard, from Michigan, who played both sides of the ball, but they predominantly was on one side or the other. So throw in a little kick return every now and then, score a couple of points, but mostly they're either on defense or they're on offense. This guy legitimately made plays. He was one of the best wide receivers in football, and he was the best cornerback in football, bar none. Played all the things. Crazy amount of stamina. It's rare that can actually be done. So that's why he matters. Getting back to his girlfriend. There's multiple things that's happened with his girlfriend in the situation. Okay. If either one of these situations were by themselves, okay. But when you start putting them all together, you start seeing red flags. And my mama always told me, where you see smoke, most likely there's fire, okay? Or fire is coming. So Bow Wow, Chad Moss, a.k.a. Bow Wow, tried to reach out over social media and tell him to be careful. He was there. He was there at a young age. You got a lot of money. People want to hang on to you. People want to use you. Now, I'll leave that right there. Let me go back to the young lady. All right. She has been involved in multiple issues. One, let's start off with, she said that, which she has the right to, she said that she wasn't attracted to him at first. Okay. She was asked the question of about, their dealings and how they got together. She wasn't attracted to him at first. And she has every right to do that and say that. Okay. But I want you to look at her and I want you to look at his features. His features are traditionally a certain type of feature. Okay. They're a black man features, big nose. He's got some big lips. He's not what Western society would consider to be beautiful. Okay. Now, you can like what you like. You can not like what you like. That is your prerogative. However, I think that was something that out of taste, she might wanted to have left out, being that it's supposed to be about him and what he's going through right now. I maybe not have answered that question, but you know what? Let's say that's just being young and not understanding. People don't have PR teams or anything like that. Let's go to when he won the Heisman. She was one of the people that was sitting down. Okay. Even that can be excused. She doesn't know what's going on, right? Let's say she doesn't understand the gravity of the situation, what he has accomplished, the blah, blah, blah. It wasn't, let's say nobody talked to her about it beforehand. Cool. All right. Now let's go to at the end of the ceremonies. He's doing what he's supposed to do for fans because he's getting ready to go to the NFL. He's getting ready to be like a top 10, 15 pick, maybe even earlier than that. Okay. How you get your major money is not necessarily your contract. It's about your personality and how you relate to the fans. So he was taking pictures with fans and she was rushing him saying, hey, I am ready to go. She got caught saying that loud, kind of aggressive, with snappy attitude, whatever that you want to say. All right, that in itself is not a smoking gun. But again, it leads credence to say, hey, she's not understanding this world that this young man is going to be in. Deion Sanders has been he's been a mentor to this kid. He hasn't made any wrong steps so far as how he moves about as a person, how he moves as an athlete, how he moves as a potential draft pick. So that's what I need people to understand. But now he's having to defend his girlfriend. Now, even that, so that's like 3 incidents. Now, this last incident, though, I don't understand how people can defend her, because at the end of the day, she went on social media and explained herself, all this stuff, saying it's not fair how people are treating me. You know, people coming at me incorrectly. They're misunderstanding all of this stuff. Okay, understand. They're misunderstanding all of it. All right. She gets on. It's just been showed that she was liking Anthony Edwards, who was the number 1 pick in basketball. Liking Anthony Edwards, his messaging on IG. Now, it wasn't his DM, but it was his over a post picture or whatever. And the emojis that she sent was the smiley face with the googly heart eyes, okay? And then the money symbol on both of the eyes with the tongue out and a money symbol. Now, if somebody sends you that, I want you to tell me, think in your mind, what are you thinking about that? And I want us to be honest, okay? That's what I would like for us to do. What's up, Jay? I played the intro earlier, my boy. But I think we need to understand what it is when we be talking about, you know, what's going on. If a man messages a young lady, exactly, she wants you to pay for it. She's letting you know she sees you, she likes you, but if you want to come through, you're going to have to spend some bread. It's make it rain time. Let's stop pretending that it's anything but that. So that also lets him know potentially he can come jump in the DMs. So with all of that going on, all right, I'm getting Kardashian vibes. I'm getting to the highest bidder vibes. I'm getting this is about me, not you vibes. That's what I'm getting. Okay. I'm not trying to cast judgment on the young lady, but I want this young brother to be safe, and I want her to be safe. If she want to get that bread, go get it, go earn it yourself. Okay? Do it for your talent, not piggyback it off of somebody else's. Okay? If I make it as a podcaster or I make it as a radio host, I promise you I'm not going to make it off the back of any artist. It's not going to be because I put folks on my show. It's not going to be because I'm always going to have interviewing other people. It's not going to be because I always have other people talking with me. It's going to be because I can do all of them. It's going to be because of my versatility. That's where if I make it, I'm going to make it because of how I want to be known, not off of somebody else's back. Okay. And everybody's not like that. They're not willing to put in the effort. I'm getting Kardashian vibes. I'm getting, you know, Kim Kardashian. Y'all know how she got found. Y'all know how we really found out about her. Yes, we knew that when they were younger, her dad was one of the lawyers with Johnny Cochran and all of that. But as they got older, what they was known for, Paris Hilton and that type of stuff. So I hope he understands. I'm glad that he is defending his girlfriend. It's showing that he has a heart and he really loves her, and I'm glad he does. But my boy, don't be a fool, boy. There needs to be some strict conversations where how we need to act in social media and all that stuff. Once you get to a certain, trust me, I done learned this myself. You get a little bit of name for yourself. Everything that you do is under scrutiny. All right, I promise you. Just had some stuff happen. Old ass stuff from years. People talking about. So you have to move in a different way when you even get your name is just a little tiny bit. Now, this man is the Heisman winner. Okay. You can Google him. His first name and then the second name will come up. He has Heisman winner by his name for the rest of his life. About to be a top draft pick. I promise you, he needs to move in a certain way, and they need to have those type of conversations. All right. So think about that. Now, that's enough on that. I got one more subject I want to talk about, and this one is near and dear to me. Yep, you're right. You're right on. She does. She acts like she doesn't love him. She acts like it's for the money, the munyon, like we say, or like the kids say, the munyon. Like I said earlier, it gives me Kardashian vibes. That's what it gives me. All right, I'm here because you got what you got, and I'm gonna use what you have to get where I need to get, and then bounce you on to the next one. All right, so we're going to. This one's gonna be a little serious. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry actually, because I'm gonna touch subjects more often that are serious. Okay, I'm done with the shock and awe. If you want to listen, you want to listen. If you don't, you don't. But I'm going to start hitting things that matter more now than ever. Everybody has their lane, and I choose to have a lane where we're going to discuss some serious subjects sometimes. We're going to talk about financial responsibility. We're going to talk about generational wealth. We're going to talk about today, why do we glorify violence? We're going to talk about subjects that people are scared to talk about. Okay. Sometimes it might be sexual conversations. Sometimes it might be adult conversations. Sometimes it might be conversations that people are uncomfortable with. Sometimes they're going to be deep rooted in community things. We're going to talk about that also. And today I'm going to spend a little time on why do we glorify violence? Okay. I get a lot of issues, or I get picked on about, because there's a lot of movies that I don't watch. I prefer sci-fi. I prefer looking into the future. I don't like black struggle movies. And I don't like movies that are heavily in violence, gratuitous violence, violence for the sake of violence. I don't watch gang movies. I don't. And one of the reasons is I don't want to glorify it. This is going to be a very unpopular opinion. Documentaries, right? We got a documentary out called COLGA, Columbus GA, COLGA. Shout out to all the guys that put it together. Respect. Your talent is great. You guys did your thing. But I can't watch it. Oh, I mean, I did watch some. Let me say that. I tried to give it a chance. But I started seeing it was just too much. It was too much. It was almost to the point of glorifying. And was it glorifying? It's more of a documentary style. And I get that, because there has to be somebody that records what is going on in history. Or if we do not pay attention to the past, we will repeat it. But however, this is touchy because it's almost as if a lot of people are doing these things to be seen, and those cameras give them more reason to do what they're doing. So it's very hard dichotomy to really just figure this one out. But in other ways, our music, we're glorifying bang, bang, shoot, shoot. We're, for lack of a better phrase, we're glorifying I do this, I do that. I got shooters on my team. My shooters, my shooters, my shooters. Then when someone dies in the community, we get upset. We get butthurt. You can, but you can't have your cake and eat it too. You got to pick one. I understand music-wise, we're doing that with our music. We love Sexy Red. We love, like I said, My Shooters, My Shooters. We love that, right? My Coochie Pink, My Booty Hole Brown. Shoot them in the back of the head, all that stuff. They love that. No, we have to stop promoting that. Now, whether me as a radio host, I do more talk radio. So I don't exactly control what is played. But if you look at the top 40, that's all that's in there. So I get why it's said. So then we look like hypocrites because we're playing whatever that we want to play. We're watching whatever that we want to watch. And then we act like we don't get desensitized towards it. Our children are getting desensitized towards it. That's what they're seeing on an everyday basis. And we're not talking about Power Rangers with some laser guns or nothing like that. We're talking about bullets hitting people, chunks flying off of flesh that they're showing, and we're just watching it like it's nothing. It's something to think about. I get it. I understand. Entertainment is supposed to be entertainment. It's supposed to be a way to go away from the issues. It's supposed to be La La Land. That's why I don't mind sci-fi, okay? Let's shoot some aliens, something like that. But when it comes to communities shooting at their own communities, all these type of deaths, that's when I have a big issue. So how can we? What can we do? First of all, if you look at this city, from the stats that I looked up and the stats that I was told from the people that handle these things and that are in office, the crime rate is the highest from about 14 to 24. Those 10 years. Now you say 14, that's somebody in high school. You could still be in middle school. We have children gangs. We have kids that are 14, 15 walking around with switches. And I'm not talking about the ones that your grandma used to whoop you with. I ain't talking about the light switch either. So what are we going to do? How are we going to stop this from happening? Two things we need to do. My co-host on 98.3, Kicking It with Mr. Conversation, Trontoria, she brought up two things. One is shame. We don't shame people anymore. Unless we trying to just embarrass somebody on the internet. Y'all will do some bullying on the internet. But like actual life stuff that you should be actually shaming people for, making them feel bad about it, y'all don't doing that. That's a whole nother story, but it's easy to be behind these keyboards and make all your memes and do all that type of stuff. But when it actually comes time to actually say something to somebody and actually be like, that is wrong, y'all ain't nowhere to be found. Where y'all at? Oh, that ain't my business. I got to handle my house. I'm gonna stay with mine. And that right there leads us into the second issue. There is no family anymore. There's no Ubuntu. There is no village. I remember myself getting in trouble at school, right? One, I got a paddling at the school. They had already called. My grandma, she had two belts. She had one called Big Jim. She had one called Little Jim. And I'm telling you right now, my uncle Wright is on here right now. That's why I'm telling this story. He will say if I'm lying or not. Sometimes she got to me before my mama could get to me. And then if she got to me, if my mama didn't feel that was enough, then she got to me. You can call it whatever that you want to call it, but I promise you, it kept me out of a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have been at. And don't even get me started about dad. There were so many men that I had to look up to at a certain point in time. I had my uncle, I had my father, I had my grandpa when I was a kid. He died pretty early, but on and on. I had a guy, I had cousins, I had people at the school that were allowed to say things to me. Other people were allowed to, quote unquote, raise me. If you was at the store doing something and your mother's good friend, somebody that actually knew you, saw you acting up, saw you acting ass, they would snatch you up. Now, would they give you no whooping? I was born a little bit later on, so they wasn't really hitting you or nothing. But they was gonna tell on you. They was gonna make sure that your mom and them knew exactly what you did. We don't have that anymore. So because we don't have that family dynamic, as parents, you can only do so much. Your children are going to be around other people for more of the time that they are with you. These are facts. And I'm trying to tell people, and then they don't have to explain it. Your children are at school from school starts 8:15, basically. Some might be 7, some might be 9, whatever, according to middle school, high school, elementary. But let's just say 8 o'clock, which means if they ride the bus or whatever, that's an hour, that's 30 minutes, plus the time that they're getting ready. You're not really worried about that. They just try to get them out the door. So from 7 to 3:15, okay, by the time to get back home, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's 9 hours. You really have from 4 to 10. You've got 6 hours. Then guess what? The rest of the time is they're sleeping. So you have 6 hours out of the day. Now, that doesn't include the time they're with their friends most of that time. Or they on the phone. They doing other stuff. They have more access to teachers and friends more than they have to you. Those people have more of a chance at molding them and doing things than you a lot of the time. You can say what you want to as a parent, but they're gone. They get out that door. Now you hope that what you have done and what you have said handles it. So, just make sure. That's all I can tell y'all, man. Please. Please, please, please. We have to stop glorifying the violence. We have to stop making it okay for this stuff to happen. And then once somebody dies, then we want to get mad. Then we want to get upset. But we're setting a precedence about it. How are we going to stop it is by, one, stop allowing all of these negative influences from media and from other stuff like that to be on us. We got to start limiting this time that they're on the TV watching stuff. It's hard. It's easy. It's real easy to put a screen out in front of them. Y'all don't realize that these iPad kids, they are very smart in other ways, but they are way behind us, whether it's millennials or Gen Z and the Apple iPad kids are behind millennials in certain ways. Okay. And the other ones, X and, baby boomers and stuff like that. We was outside. We touched grass. We swung on vines. We got boo-boos and understood that it was okay. We understand the thing. We understood, what is it? Short-term, gratification. We understood delayed gratification. Okay. It's so many things that they don't. I'm going to go into some other stuff about that on another day. But we got to stop glorifying this violence. Every other day, it seems like another young brother, young lady is getting killed. And then we want to have these vigils and do all this stuff, and ain't nobody gonna do nothing at the end of the day. But we got to band together and work with our children together. Okay. You got to stop when somebody tell your kid to sit down. When somebody tell your kid that's not right, you should let them know, yeah, that person is right. Go with them. Let them know. Stop letting these kids get away with stuff. Because, if I didn't see it, it don't count. Believe some of these teachers. Believe most of these teachers when they come and tell you about your child. All right, that's a whole nother story. I'm going to pull on out of here, man. It's 9:30. I know a lot of y'all getting ready to go to the club. A lot of y'all got other shows to watch. Y'all tune in to any of the other podcasts that's out here in the city. If you watch it locally, if you watch it from outside, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that watches The Hot Seat or Kicking It with Mr. Conversation or any other show or anything that I got going on. So y'all make sure y'all hold it down. Be blessed.